So in this volume of distribution, so remember the volume of distribution depends upon the lipid solubility, and the volume of distribution of the particular drug also depends upon the plasma protein binding capacity of the drug. So what we were discussing is, if plasma protein binding capacity of the drug is high, then volume of distribution is less, right? Volume of distribution is less. Now what are your plasma proteins? The plasma proteins, they include albumin, and the plasma proteins, they include globulin, and to a certain extent even your fibrinogen. Okay, now you need to know the examples, right? What are those drugs which are having the high plasma protein binding capacity? And this will be asked as multiple choice questions, right? Now you take for example warfarin. Warfarin, it has high plasma protein binding capacity. Warfarin, it is one of the oral anticoagulant. Then you take benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines we give for sedation, right? They are sedative drugs. Then you take furosemide. Furosemide, it is one of the diuretic, and that too a loop diuretic, in the sense this particular drug will cause excessive excretion of the water, that is diuresis. Next, we have another group of drugs, that is calcium channel blockers. Remember, this particular calcium channel blockers, these are used as antihypertensive drugs, and not only as antihypertensive drugs, these are also used as the antiarrhythmic drugs, right? And the other drug which is having high plasma protein binding capacity is your digoxin. Digoxin, it is one of the cardiac glycoside. It will increase the myocardial contractility, right? It is used in patients with the heart failure, and it is also used in the treatment of the atrial fibrillation. Okay, so remember these drugs, they are having high plasma protein binding capacity. Now a point what you should remember is, once the drug, right, once the drug, it is bound to the plasma protein, it will behave like a large molecule, right? It behave like a large molecule, and more likely that entire large molecule will stay within the plasma, right? Will stay in the plasma. Therefore less will go to the tissues, resulting in reduced volume of distribution. Okay, so a point what you should remember here is, right, so the entire complex, that is the drug plus plasma protein, right, the drug and as well as the plasma protein, right, this behaves as one of the large molecule, right, this behaves as one of the large molecule, and this entire large molecule will stay in the plasma. Right, this entire large molecule will stay in the plasma. Alright, now because this entire large molecule is staying within the plasma, what will happen to the volume of distribution of the drug? There will be reduced volume of distribution, right? There will be reduced volume of distribution. All right, now so those particular drugs which are having high plasma protein binding capacity, they will have low volume of distribution. Next, now you take the other way around, right? You take the other way around, you take the free forms, right? It is the free form, right? It is the free form which is not bound to the plasma proteins, that is the drug is not having higher plasma protein binding capacity. So remember, it is the free form that is having high volume of distribution. So free form in the sense which is not bound to the plasma protein of a drug, that is responsible for the action as well as the metabolism of the drug. So therefore plasma protein binding makes the drug long acting by reducing its metabolism. Okay, so what I want to tell you is the free form of the drug, that is the drug which is not bound to plasma proteins, right? The drug which is not bound to the plasma proteins is called as the free form, and this particular free form is the one which will show the action, right, which will show the action. Not only the action, and this free form will undergo metabolism, right? This free form will undergo metabolism. Now, a point what you need to remember is, therefore the plasma protein binding makes the drug long acting by reducing its metabolism. So what will happen is, if the drug is having the drug which is bound to the plasma protein, this does not undergo metabolism, right? This does not undergo metabolism. Okay, so this particular property, right, this particular property makes the drug long acting, right? This particular property makes the drug as long acting. So what I want to tell you here is, now whenever the individual takes any drug, a part of the drug will be bound to the plasma proteins, that is what is called as the bound form, right? That is what is called as bound form. And a part of the drug does not bind to the plasma protein, and that is called as the free form, right? That is called as the free form. And remember, it is this particular free form which will show the action, right? It is this particular free form which will show the action, and it is this particular free form which will undergo metabolism, right? It is this particular free form which will undergo metabolism. All right, so now you see here, the drug which is having high plasma protein binding capacity, it has less volume of distribution. And what are those plasma proteins? That is albumin and as well as globulin. And the drugs which will undergo, which have high plasma protein binding capacities, warfarin, benzodiazepines, furosemide, calcium channel blockers, and as well as digoxin. And once the drug is bound to the plasma protein, it behaves as a large molecule, and that will stay within the plasma. It will not go into the tissues, so the volume of distribution is less. Now it is the free form of the drug. Free form means which is not bound to the plasma protein. This is the one which will show the action of that particular drug, and this is the one which will undergo metabolism. Now, more amount of the drug is bound to the plasma proteins, that does not undergo metabolism. And because majority of the drug is binding to the plasma proteins, this property makes the drug as long acting, right? And so the drug will exist in two forms once the individual drug is absorbed into the plasma. One is the plasma protein binding form and as well as the free form. It is the free form which will show the action of that particular drug, and the free form is the one which will undergo the metabolism. So a point that you need to remember regarding the volume of distribution is, so if the drug is more plasma protein bound, a point what you need to remember is that particular drug will be long acting, right? That does not undergo the metabolism that very easily. Now the other point you see regarding the volume of distribution, remember the high plasma protein binding capacity, right? The high plasma protein binding capacity, this property, which is nothing but high plasma protein binding capacity, can also expose the drug to several drug interactions. Why? Due to the displacement from the binding site by the other drug. Okay, so what I want to tell you here is, if the drug is highly plasma protein bound, right? If the drug is highly plasma protein bound, this particular drug, right? This particular drug will have several drug interactions, right? Will have several drug interactions. Now, what do I mean by that, and what do you understand by this? What does this mean is, what do you mean by the word drug interaction is, like you have what is called as, the individual has taken two drugs. Remember, one drug can have the effect over the other drug absorption and as well as the metabolism, right? If the individual is taking two drugs, the drug A and as well as drug B, the drug B can show the effect of drug A. The drug B can vary the absorption of the drug A, can vary the metabolism of drug A, can vary the excretion of drug A. So this particular highly protein binding capacity of this particular drug can expose the drug to several drug interactions. Why? That is due to, right, that is due to displacement from the displacement from the binding site, right, that is due to displacement from the binding site of other drugs, right, that is due to displacement from the binding site of the other drugs. Now remember a point here, the drugs which have low volume of distribution are restricted to the vascular compartment and thus their poisoning can be benefited by the dialysis. Okay, so the another important effect. So one we have discussed about volume of distribution depends upon the lipid solubility. The highly lipid soluble drugs, they are having high volume of distribution. The volume of distribution also depends upon the plasma protein binding capacity. The drugs which are highly plasma protein bound, they have low volume of distribution. And the other benefit of this particular low volume of distribution. Now which particular drugs will have low volume of distribution? Those drugs which are having highly plasma protein bound. And where do they remain now? Right, these particular drugs which are having low volume of distribution, they remain within the vascular compartment. So once they are remaining within the vascular compartment, if there is any toxicity of that drug, and that particular drug can be removed by the dialysis. Okay, so drugs which have, right, the drugs which have low volume of distribution, their distribution is restricted in the blood vessel, right, their distribution is restricted to the blood vessel, that is to the vascular compartment, and their poisoning can be benefited by the dialysis. Okay, so poisoning of that particular drug, poisoning can be benefited by poisoning can be benefited by the dialysis. Okay, now I want to tell you one very important multiple choice question regarding the dialysis. Remember, dialysis is very much effective to those particular drugs which are having their particular concentration restricted to the blood vessel. Now remember, there are certain drugs where the dialysis is not effective. Dialysis is not effective in poisoning due to certain drugs. Now let me tell you that. Right, this will be asked as a multiple choice question. So dialysis is not effective, right? It is not effective in the conditions. You can remember this in the form of a mnemonic, that is avoid dialysis. The word A stands for amphetamines, right? The word A stands for the amphetamines. So A stands for amphetamines, V stands for verapamil. Verapamil, it is one of the calcium channel blocker, right? Next O stands for organophosphorus compounds. right? O stands for the organophosphorus compounds or organophosphates. Then we also have opioids, right? We also have the opioids in which the dialysis is not effective, and the word I stands for imipramine, right? The word I stands for imipramine, and the word D stands for digitalis, right? The word D stands for digitalis. And avoid dialysis, right? The another D, it stands for what is called as diazepam, right? Another D, it stands for what is called diazepam. So remember, in this particular group of drugs, the dialysis is not effective, right? It is not effective. A is amphetamine, V is your verapamil, O is organophosphates or opioids, I is your imipramine, D is digitalis, and the other D is your diazepam. So in this particular group of drugs, the dialysis is not effective. And already I have said you the drugs which are having high plasma protein binding capacity. So remember, let me tell you the drugs which are having high plasma protein binding. So examples with the drugs having high plasma protein bindings are like benzodiazepines. What are all benzodiazepines? Like you take diazepam, you take chlordiazepoxide, you take midazolam. So these benzodiazepines, like that is diazepam, chlordiazepoxide, midazolam, they have high plasma protein binding capacity. Now the other drugs which are having high plasma protein binding capacity is the chlorpropamide. Chlorpropamide, it is one of your sulfonylurea which is used as an oral hypoglycemic agent. Then the other drug is your tolbutamide, right? Chlorpropamide and as well as tolbutamide, both of them, they are the first generation sulfonylureas which are used for the type 2 diabetes mellitus. And the other drugs which are having highly plasma protein binding capacity is your cyclosporin, then you have fluoxetine, then you have imipramine, verapamil and warfarin. So these are all the drugs which are having high plasma protein binding capacity. So summarizing the volume of distribution, if the drug is having highly plasma protein bound, that particular drug has several drug interactions. That is, this particular drug can be displaced from the binding site from the other drug. And drugs which have low volume of distribution, they are restricted in the blood vessel and the poisoning can be benefited by the dialysis. And the important multiple choice question here is the dialysis is not effective in certain drugs like amphetamine, verapamil, organophosphates and opioids, imipramine, digitalis and as well as diazepam.